So again, the bank love people like me and you. Why? Because we understand and we appreciate property deals and we're educated in the space. You're not going around with links after this house and that house and this house and that house. You're understanding deals. You're breaking them down. You're identifying the value. There it is there. Let's go for it. People that can manage tenants. People that can look after them. It's a people's business and you have to be able to communicate. When problems go wrong, like the windows get put through or someone pulls up and puts a knife to your tenant, or you have to be able to deal with crisis. You have to be able to deal with these scenarios. It's your money. It's going to come back on you. And people that can manage them. The banks are bursting at the seams with investor funds, and I'm going to try and unlock the code of the vault. That's what you have to do. Average house price here, we'll just fly down through this. 300,000. If, like the girl at the very start, you're going to try and save that as an investor. And you don't know how to invest properly. You put your money in, take it out. You're going to lock away 90 grand in that deal. Now, for her to save that up, how are you going to save 90 grand per month just thinking narrow-mindedly? You're like, oh, I'm going to save it. I'm getting this house. That's great. How long is it going to take me to get that 90 grand? So, and there's not a lot of people probably knocking around with 90 grand in their bank. Saving, we're saving this per month. So saving a €500 per month, which most people probably be able to do, that's 6 grand a year. 90 grand divided by 6, ask yourself, it's going to take you 15 years. Recap, 66,000 by 15 years, 90,000 deposit. Now you've got that property. Now you're like, that's great. Now I have it. Now I'm going to be able to invest what that little lad in Tala told me 15 years ago. Well, let me tell you, in 15 years' time, you're going to be on to Bitcoin. You're going to be on some other trend that you think you're going to get rich at. Right? It's not going to happen. Something else is going to happen. It's too long. So what's going to happen to the 300,000 after 15 years? Probably say doubles after every 7. We don't know. It's taken nearly 12 to come back to where it was. So it'll be up at 600. Now, there's no way we're saving that deposit now. So the other thing we use is this. A better strategy to use here rather than waiting 15 years, because if you found a deal and you have to move this quickly, you need to learn how to leverage OPM. Other people's money. And you're like, I'm not going to do it. I don't have to borrow off anyone. Mommy and daddy has told me not to borrow. I don't come here today and not borrow. I will stand on my stage at any given day of the week and say, I need 250 grand and I need it by the end of the week. And do we get the money? Yes. You have your own platforms you can do that too. You stop liking people and shaking their hand on LinkedIn and start to find the people out there with the money and start to build relationships with them. It boils my fucking blood to the last minute when I go onto LinkedIn and everyone's rubbing everyone's back and telling them it's hunky-dory. It's not. That's not how you build a relationship. Start getting in front of them. Start trying to find companies with millions upon millions sitting there. Start to find pension companies that you can liquefy out some cash and you can get your business up running. Example here, credit unions bursting at the seams. Credit cards, if you flip them over correctly, again, I will use these for my refurbs. 0 from one over to another. Family and friends. You must know people. You have to. If you stop all the bullshit today, you draw one circle, you put a circle around it, and you identify in that circle who around me today has money that could help me invest. You're like, Jesus Christ, John has, my uncle, Mick has. So who in the corner has got this money that can help me scale my business? So we are going to run out of time shortly, but who's going to help me scale this business? So who am I going to try and, all this stuff was pre-filled in. Our kids messing here yesterday. Yeah. So who is going to help me develop this business to a certain level? So if we take a circle here, I can guarantee you on this side of it, your friends that you sit down in the pub with most evenings or most nights and fart and belch, they're not going to have the money that you need. So the OPM isn't with these people. On this side of the equation, if you think outside of your box and you start to say, well, this person over here has got money and they have it in this company, they have it up here in this pension, they sold the property over here, and all you have to do is tap into that market. and you tap into that market with one thing. Bring something in that's going to create money. And the only thing I can tell you that does it is property. Other than that, it's a different €27 and you're logging into some Bitcoin bullshit. Right? That thing there has created money for hundreds of years. It's not going to change today or tomorrow. The only thing you'll lose money on is if you don't have the right supports, the right education. So from tonight, you start to figure out this side of the coin that's close to you, the relationships you need to work on. This shit is your friends. They're not going to be there. They do not want to hear you. They're like, no, stop fucking talking to me about your property business. That's why I had to let a lot of my friends go. That's how this gig is. Like, you'll feel lonely at times because there's not a lot of people there.